Hey everyone, this is Mr. Wilson, and this video is designed for my webmasters and web design classes. We are going to be focusing on using Photoshop to edit some photos, actually mainly recreating some familiar Instagram filters. In this first video, we're going to focus on the Amaro Instagram filter. This video is designed for you to stop and start it, so as you go through and try to follow along, please feel free to stop as you need. But for those of you that learn best by listening, obviously I'll be narrating all the way through. For those of you that are very visual, I will have obviously it's a screen recording, so you'll see me do it step by step, as well as I will have written instructions as slides show up periodically throughout the tutorial. And then for those of you that are very kinesthetic, there will be links to the original files that I'm using for this tutorial below this video here on my website. I would also let you know that these images that I'm using I'm using them through the Creative Commons licensure. So just be careful as you use these or recreate or modify, and if you use them further, please make sure that you credit using the Creative Commons licensing as it is indicated. Okay, so just wanted to kind of give that setup for our tutorial. We're going to begin, first of all, with our Amaro Instagram filter. So we're going to go to File, and we're going to click Open. Let me make sure, first of all, that Photoshop is selected. Sorry about that. So we're going to File, Open, and then we're going to click our image that we want. The original hike is the one that I'm going to be focusing on. All right, and so that takes care of, first of all, our first step of opening the image. And you also want to make sure that your layers panel is selected. If for some reason it is not selected or not open, then you can hit F7 to open that for us. Step 2, once we've got the image open and ready to go, then we're going to go to Image, Adjustments, and Brightness and Contrast. Okay, another window pops up, and we're going to change the brightness here to 60. And you can tab down to Contrast, and we're going to change the contrast to 12. Our next step is we're going to create a new layer, and you can do that two different ways. Actually, probably more than that, but two specifically. Layer, New Layer, and then you will be able to select from there. Or you can click down here in the Layers panel, this circle icon here. You can click, and what we want is we want a solid color layer. It creates this this block here, this overlay. And what we want to do is we want to create a very, very soft, light yellow collar, and so a good hex code for that hex color code is FEF7D9. All right, and you can see very, very soft, and we just want to hit OK. All right, that takes care of that step. But here in the next step, what we're going to do is we want to make sure that we can see our image, because all we see right now is looks like it just covered up our image completely. But over down here in the layers panel, the normal here, we want to change to multiply. And when we do that, that creates that nice yellow overlay for our image. Next, we want to go to Image and Adjustments. Let me rephrase. We first want to make sure we have our background layer selected. Then we want to go to Image and Adjustments. And then we're going to change the levels. Okay, now very key, you make sure the channel is selected as blue. Okay, and then we're going to go down here to the output and change it from 0 to 117. And you can see immediately, as soon as we did that, it changed it to where the image now has a blue tint to it. Next, we want to give it a little bit more contrast, so we're going to go back to Image, Adjustments, Brightness and Contrast, and we're going to change contrast to -11. Okay, it gives it just a little bit more of a faded type of look. Step 7, we're going to go back to the Image panel and then Adjustments again, and now we're going to affect the color balance. And make sure it's selected as midtones, and then I want you to enter these three numbers: 62, 2534, and then click OK. From here, what I want you to do is I just want you to simply save the file. So you're going to go to File, Save As, and make sure you select, let's just select it as a JPEG. That'll be easy to transfer over to Camera, and then just select where you want to do it. I'm just going to put it on my desktop for now, and then I'm going to hit Save. Okay, from here you can minimize Photoshop, and then we want to open Adobe Bridge. Okay, and the reason why we're doing this is we're transferring this file. If you can right click here and then you just open in Camera, we're transferring this file over to Camera. We could do that in Photoshop, but Camera makes easy use of a few things, especially the vignette effect. And so with the image open in Camera, we are going to hit the effects button right here and go down to the vignette. Okay, post crop vignette. We want to make sure the style shows as highlight priority, and the amount, what we want to do is we want to move the slider to the left, or you can simply just type in the amount, and we want to shoot for -45, and you can see immediately how it's dark into the corners, which is exactly the effect that we wanted. Just so that the vignette doesn't mess with the highlights too much, we want to adjust them to 50. So you can change this down here, or we can slide it to the right, either way. And this is the effect we want. This is the Amaro filter, the recreation of the Amaro filter using Photoshop. All right, so then you can save your image, and you are finished. And you can see, here it is, the final product.